934 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 35th episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thanks so much for being here. Another episode means another opportunity for you to reminisce about the good old days when cell phones didn't exist, MTV actually played music, and Disney never swung and missed. With that, let's take a look at the rules on your screen. They're the same rules as always. If this is your first time playing, welcome in. If it's not, you know the drill. If you want to cheat, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone because I won't know you are a cheater. But you'll know. You'll know. In last week's episode 34, the Final Jeopardy category was soundtracks and albums, which means 5 more soundtrack and album clues will be coming your way in this episode 35. But so will 4 other brand new categories. So what say you we check them out by taking a look at the board in this episode 35. Once again, soundtracks and albums will kick things off. Second category, I'm really excited about this. Order up. No, it has nothing to do with food, but instead I'm going to give you 3 different Disney things, I guess. It spans all things Disney. It could be movies, could be characters, could be parks. And you'll have to put them in the order that I request. Third category in episode 35, The Emperor's New Groove. That was a highly suggested category in the comments. The fourth category in episode 35 is our Disney Parks category of the week, Main Streets USA. Notice the S at the end of Main Street. That's because this has to do with all of the different Main Street USAs in the different Disney parks throughout the globe. And the fifth and final category brings us to It's Your Line. I am so excited about this category. Here's how it's going to work. I found a bunch of famous Disney scenes. I will give you a character to play, and then we'll cue up a line that they speak in the film. You'll have to nail the line in order to get all the points. All right, it is time for the cupcake round, the easiest round of the game. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each. Hopefully you go 5 for 5 for a perfect 1,000 and get things started on the right foot. With that, let's take a look at the board and get this game started. Here comes soundtracks and albums for 200. The first commercially issued soundtrack album came from this 1937 Disney animated film. The correct answer is the original, the OG, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. On to Order Up for 2. Place these 3 theme parks in order, from the smallest in land size to the largest: Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. It might be the most attended theme park in the entire world, but that doesn't mean it is the biggest. In fact, out of those 3, the Magic Kingdom kicks things off. It is the smallest. That's followed by Epcot, and then Animal Kingdom is the largest Disney theme park in the entire world. That's mainly thanks to Kilimanjaro Safari, which is in the back of the park. That thing is gigantic. All right, let's move on to the first clue now from Emperor's New Groove. The film opens with Cusco crying in the jungle as this animal. Cusco is a llama.
Will you take a look at that? Pretty pathetic, huh? Well, you'll never believe this, but that llama you're looking at was once a human being.
Here comes Main Streets USA's first clue. While looking at the castle from Main Street in both Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom, head to your left to shop through thousands of items at this store. What is the Emporium? And here comes your final cupcake clue. Let's see who you are going to play. In this scene, you'll play the role of Rapunzel. Good luck.
This is so fun! I am a horrible daughter. I'm going back. I am never going back! I am a despicable human being.
All right, what's the line? The correct answer is best day ever.
Best day ever!
All right, hopefully you went 5 for 5 and you understand how It's Your Line is going to work for the rest of the game. You've got 4 more opportunities to ace that category. Let's move on to the second clue now from Soundtracks and Albums. In a span of 3 weeks, beginning with the end of 2021, the soundtrack to this film jumped from 197 on Billboard's top 200 albums list to number 1. That's insane. And the correct answer is Encanto. Now, Disney Plus obviously helped that out because people didn't have to pay individual movie tickets to see Encanto, and then everyone really got to hear the album and then go listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, or actually going to a record store and buying it. We're back to Order Up now for 400. Place these 3 films in order, from shortest running time to the longest. Cinderella, Fantasia, Dumbo. The correct answer is Dumbo first, followed by Cinderella, and then the longest Disney animated feature film in history, Fantasia, clocking in at over 2 hours. Here comes Emperor's New Groove for 400. This actor voices Cusco. The correct answer is David Spade.
Oh yeah.
Cusco is similar to me. He's kind of a brat. He's a spoiled prince, rules a kingdom. He's even not that great of an actor, so this was perfect.
We're on to Main Street's second clue. Walt Disney's hometown that influenced the look of the original Main Street USA at Disneyland. Walt's hometown? Marceline, Missouri. And here comes the final clue from the second round. Let's see if you memorized your lines. In this scene, you'll play the role of Olaf.
Kristoff loves me?
Wow, you really don't know anything about love, do you?
Olaf, you're melting.
All right, what's the line? Correct answer is, some people are worth melting for.
Some people are worth melting for.
Woo! Josh Gad, who's cutting onions? All right, let's move on to the 600-point round. This is going to be a little tougher. Here's Soundtracks and Albums. Phil Collins famously wrote and recorded songs for the Tarzan soundtrack. Yeah, he did. He'd returned to Disney 4 years later to write and record music on the soundtrack to this animated feature film. A lot of people were mad at me 2 weeks ago when in the Bear category I didn't include Brother Bear, which is actually a pretty good movie if you haven't seen it yet. Check out Brother Bear. That is the correct answer though. Phil Collins worked on the music for Brother Bear. Sorry, Brother Bear fans. I forget the movie a lot, but it is underrated. I'll say that. Here comes Order Up for 600. Place these 3 Pixar films in order, from the oldest to the most recent one. Inside Out, Coco, The Good Dinosaur. Two of these are tied at the top of my list with Toy Story 3. That's my favorite Pixar film ever, that being Inside Out and Coco, though The Good Dinosaur sits in between those. Not in terms of my rankings, but when it was released. So the correct answer is Inside Out first, The Good Dinosaur second, and Coco third. Here comes the Emperor's third clue. Early in the film, an elderly man gets thrown out of a window for doing this to Cusco. You know what? Maybe he deserved it because he threw off Cusco's groove. What is throwing off his groove?
Yeah!
No! You threw off my groove!
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
Here comes Main Streets for 6. Disney pays tribute to Imagineers and other influential people who have made substantial contributions to the parks by honoring them in this way on Main Street. Not exactly sure how to word this correctly, but the correct answer is something like they put their names on the windows on the second floor of Main Street. All right, put those scripts down. It's time for you to know your lines. It's the third clue from It's Your Line. In this scene, you'll play the role of Marie. I love Marie. She's so cute.
Wait for me, wait for me. Me first, me first.
Why should you be first?
Because
What's the line, folks? The correct answer is, I'm a lady, that's why.
I'm a lady, that's why.
You're not a lady.
You're nothing but a sister. I'll show you if I'm a lady or not.
That's right, Marie, tell your brothers, you run the show. Okay, 15 clues down, 11 remain. Things are gonna get even harder now with this 800-point round. It starts with soundtracks and albums. Encanto spent 9 weeks at the top of Billboard's Top 200 Albums list, making it the 6th animated feature to hold that spot. Only these 2 Disney movie soundtracks sat in the #1 spot for a longer amount of time. All right, so like I said, Encanto spent 9 weeks, over 2 months atop the Billboard Albums chart, the only 2 Disney animated feature films to spend more time on top of the charts, The Lion King and Frozen. Frozen holds the record with 13 weeks at the top of the chart. Lion King comes in second with 10, and Encanto in third. Now, 6 animated feature films have been featured atop the list, 5 of those being Disney. So I already said Frozen, I already said The Lion King, obviously Encanto. The other 2, Frozen 2 and Pocahontas for just 1 week. The 6th film, believe it or not, Curious George, which is not a Disney movie. Here we go with Order Up for 800. Place these 3 company acquisitions in order from when Disney purchased them: Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar. The correct answer is Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm. Let's go back to the Emperor now for 800. After Yzma tells Kronk she's never liked his spinach puffs, he attempts to take her out by dropping one of these on her head, only to miss. It's probably my favorite part in the entire movie when Kronk tries to kill Yzma, but she's so skinny she goes right through the chandelier.
Now, remember, guys, from above, the wicked shall receive their just reward. That'll work.
Strange. That usually works.
And so does this.
Should have seen that coming.
Here's Main Street's USA for 800. The park with the only Main Street USA to not feature trolley tracks. You're going to have to go all the way across the globe for the correct answer to this one, that being Hong Kong. Here comes your 4th opportunity to nail the line. This one's worth 800. In this scene, you'll play the role of Frozone's wife.
Honey!
What?
Where's my super suit?
What?
Where is my super suit?
Put it away!
Where
What does she say? The correct answer is, why do you need to know?
Why do you need to know?
I need it!
Don't you think about running off to doing no daring do? We've been planning this dinner for 2 months.
The public is in danger!
My evening's in danger.
You tell me where my suit is, woman!
Now, I wasn't going to give you Frozone's line as an 800-point clue because I thought that was too easy, but I did find it funny that when I wrote the clue, I realized we never see Frozone's wife, so I had to just write Frozone's wife. And that's actually a creative choice. Brad Bird talked about it in an article. It's pretty interesting. Okay, 20 clues are down. 6 remain, including Final Jeopardy. But you know what time it is. It is time for the most overly dramatic soundtrack infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Every week I want to add something to make it even more dramatic. So if you have any suggestions on how to spice up the 1,000-point round, be sure to send them my way. We take a look at the board and start this thing off with Soundtracks and Albums Final Clue. This film's soundtrack was the only one to receive a nomination from the Grammys for Album of the Year during the Disney Renaissance era. It spent a total of 0 weeks atop Billboard's albums chart, but that didn't matter to the Grammys because they gave the nomination to Beauty and the Beast. Well deserved, well deserved.
Well, now we can tell you the nominees for the most coveted award, Album of the Year. Beauty and the Beast, various artists, producers Howard Ashman, Alan Menken, and Walter Afanasieff.
Here's your final order up clue. Place these 3 princesses in order, from the one with the least number of individual speaking lines to the one with the most in Ralph Breaks the Internet. Ariel, Cinderella, Merida. Merida, of course, had the funny part where they made fun of her for being from the other studio. She is the only Pixar princess. She comes in last place. She only had that one speaking line.
Ach, lang me your lumrieke me a moose nearly you'd gone away a teardrop in his eye. Hey, she back me, lassie.
In second, Ariel, though Ariel did have a little singing portion.
I once had a dream that I might wear a shirt.
Whoa, wait, what's going on?
And in first place out of these 3, Cinderella.
So this is love. All hail Princess Vanellope, the queen of comfy.
Now, I just said put those 3 in order, but the princess who had the most lines in the scene was Rapunzel. So, little fun fact. Let's move on now. Here comes your final clue from Emperors. When Cusco is talking to Pacha about destroying his village, he tells him he wants to build his summer home and pool where Pacha's house stands. He calls his summer home and pool this. The correct answer is Cuscotopia.
Your pool?
Booyah! Welcome to Cuscotopia, my ultimate summer getaway, complete with water slide.
And here comes your final Main Street clue. Tokyo Disneyland and Shanghai Disney are the only 2 Disney castle parks without a Main Street USA. Instead, the 2 different lands go by these 2 different names. Tokyo's Main Street is actually covered by a roof. It goes by World Bazaar. If you go to Shanghai, which is the newest Disney Castle Park, their Main Street is called Mickey Avenue. And here comes your final opportunity to nail the line. In this scene, for 1,000 points, you'll play the role of Captain Jack Sparrow.
If every town in the world were like this one, no man would ever feel unwanted. Scarlet! Not sure I deserve that. Giselle.
Who was she?
What?
Man, there were so many lines to choose from, but the correct answer is, I may have deserved that.
I may have deserved that.
All right, I know you are killing it in this episode 35, except for you. Very disappointing week for you over there, the one sitting on the couch. But you can turn it around right now with Final Jeopardy, the final part of the game that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. Let's check out the Final Jeopardy category in this episode 35. Hashtag canceled. All right, it's not about being canceled in society, but it's actually about projects that Disney have announced and then ultimately canceled. How well do you know your Disney history when it comes to things that they promised and then just threw away? Make those wagers. All right, time is up. Let's check out the final clue from this episode 35. It comes from Canceled. Originally announced at D23 in 2015, this planned Disney animated feature was set for a 2020 release before getting canceled in 2018. A spoof of the film even made its way into Zootopia before the company decided to trash the project. Good luck. All right, time is up. The correct answer that once again will ultimately determine if you will be in a good mood for the rest of the day and heck, rest of the week is gigantic.
It is called Gigantic.
Make a movie that has gigantic comedy and gigantic action and gigantic emotion. You're gonna need gigantic music, right?
We are so excited to be working alongside the songwriting team of Cruisin Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez. You know them from Frozen. They're here.
That's right, Disney announced that the film after Frozen 2 was going to be gigantic. That's the name of it. It is a play on the Jack and the Beanstalk story. And then ultimately Disney said, nah, we're not gonna do it. But if you go back and watch Zootopia and the Duke Weaselton scene, you see him selling all those bootleg fake Disney movies. I love Duke Weaselton so much. And there it is, Giraffic, a play on gigantic, obviously never came to fruition. And that will do it for this episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Do me a favor, if you like what you saw, subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. Once again, I've been your host, Bryan Perri. I'll see you in a few days for Inside 300, where I catch you up on Disney news. And then next weekend, it's episode 36 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Until then.
Bye-bye.